Hi everybody, I've got a nice little chokka bait I'm going to show you today, and it's a bait that I've been using the last while here in KZN. For some reason we've got so many small fish in the water, little pickers that keep on picking at our bait, and you cast in and 3 seconds later all your bait's gone. So if you haven't got something tough like an ocky leg or a nice solid head that you're casting and you're left with chokka, this little bait works quite well to last a little bit longer in those little pickers and give you an opportunity for a bite. So this little bait works well for your edible fish like your cobbies and stumpies and stuff, but as well for our little grey sharks and non-eds like brown skates and honeycombs. So a nice little versatile bait. It's a nice round ball bait, quite tough. It casts well and it's got a nice smell in it, and it takes the little pickers a while to eat through this bait. So it just gives it a little bit of time to get the bait to do its job. Alright, so I'm going to start off immediately. I'm going to build around my little dingle and onto my circle hook. So just to make it easier for me to build the bait, I'm going to hook it onto the circle hook and build it from there. So I've got a piece of chokka here that's nice and clean, and the first, I'm not going to heat this chokka a lot with a chokka hammer. That's the whole idea. I want to keep it quite tough, so I'm just going to shape it a bit to get the shape I want out of it, but I'm not going to smack it so the chokka is nice and soft and falls apart. I want to keep this chokka as tough as possible so it takes these little pickers longer to eat it off the hook. So the first step is I'm just going to cut a little strip. So if I hold my dingle like this, the first thing I want to do is put a strip of chokka in the middle of my dingle, and that's to give my bait a bit of body. So I'm going to take my chokka and just cut long strips like that. And we'll start off with a piece about that size. Okay, so take my chokka hammer. I'm just going to beat the ends a little bit just to give a bit of shape. And then put the stuffed piece of chokka and square it off nicely. Take this piece of chokka and put it over my dingle like this. Cotton that on. So I'm going to put quite a lot of cotton on, because this is a bait that's going to be hammered by the little pickers, and I want them to really battle to take off this bait. So after I put that piece on, I'm going to put another piece on top of that. And after each wrap of chokka, I actually put a little knot in my cotton so that this bait has got different layers. So as the fish eat off one layer, there's another layer, and it's going to take them longer to get this bait off the hook. Alright, so I've got that little middle section to give it body, and now I'm just going to put strips on it the length of my dingle, and just going to add them on. So I'm just going to shape it a little bit at the end to give this bait a nice shape. And because we're not eating it with a chokka hammer, we can't give it a nice form with because it's quite tough. So I'm just cutting it. So I cut these pieces in like a coffin shape just to give it a bit of shape onto my dingle. And then it's a basic question of just tying these little tough pieces of chokka onto the bait one at a time. So I'm going to use a lot of cotton again, tie it off with half hitches after the first one, and then I'm going to repeat this process till I've covered the whole bait with Chokka. Okay, we cut another piece the right size, cut the corners off, and then tie this onto the bait. Right, and then one more strip. Cover our dingle nicely and cotton that on. Right, so this is a nice firm solid little bait, and let's finish it off with a few half hitches over the hook. Part it off. So there we go. It's a little tough Chokka ball bait, I'll call it. It's got a different bunch of layers on it, so it's going to take those peckers quite a long time to eat off all this Chokka, and that should just give your bait a bit long in the water and ensure that you get that bite you're after.